Hey there, Amanda and Brent. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, here, Sleeping Giant is a popular hiking outdoor spot, especially after COVID. Everybody is wanting to get outdoors. The Connecticut Mosquito Management Program yesterday started testing mosquitoes statewide, but they say, well, you're going to enjoy the outdoors, including here at Sleeping Giant. You should take the necessary precautions. There are two viruses the state's mosquito management program pays especially close attention to every year.
Viruses of concern are West Nile virus and Eastern Equine Encephalitis virus, or EEE virus.
Last year in Connecticut, there were 8 human cases of the West Nile virus, which has become the main cause of mosquito-borne illness here in the Northeast since 1999. 108 trapping stations statewide are monitored regularly.
We set mosquito traps at each of these locations at least once every 10 days.
Then the mosquitoes are tested in their lab at the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station in New Haven.
The weather that we've had most recently is definitely not helping in terms of keeping the mosquito numbers down.
He says mosquito numbers will increase over the next few weeks and peak in late June or early July.
The West Nile virus and EEE virus may start out as high fever, intense headache.
And with West Nile virus, you can sometimes develop a rash.
Some of those individuals will then go on and develop very serious neuroinvasive disease.
This can result in disorientation, tremors, and paralysis. 3 people died of EEE in Connecticut 2 years ago.
I feel like right now, with everything going on, just being able to get outside and maybe throw on some extra bug spray wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Insect repellent, long sleeves, and long pants, highly encouraged.
I probably think about the ticks more than anything,
Yeah.
just from doing yard work, because they're always all over you this time of year.
The ticks are always a problem for sure. Can we ever just not have to worry about anything? Folks, another reminder for you from the good folks at the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station. If you can avoid being outdoors at dawn or dusk, do so. That's when the mosquito activity is at its highest, they say. And for more tips, more information on mosquito season, you can log on to fox61.com or just download our free Fox 61 News app. For now, live at beautiful Sleeping Giant State Park, I'm Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News.